So, first things first, I have both of these documents open. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect. So, bird dogging, and I want to explain it short and simple. So, bird dogging, you're bridging the gap between the wholesaler and the buyer. Most wholesalers cannot sell a property when they try to wholesale it. They can't find a buyer. They're, I don't want to say unprepared, but pretty much unprepared. They I can't join right now. Okay, I'll respond to her in a little bit. But they're usually not prepared and they usually don't have a buyer specifically for the property. So this is where we come in. We look on social media, contact wholesalers. We pretty much do it all. So it all starts with the buyer's criteria. The buyer's criteria and the wholesaler's criteria, which is the second document right here. So this document, we're gonna take this buyer for instance. He's looking for a single family home in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, 30 minutes out. So realistically, that's what I'm gonna be looking for. The purchase price of what he's asking for is 250K. So this is where the purchase price should be. It should be below either 250K or below. Do you guys have any questions while I'm going?
Not yet, no.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I keep you guys into send a message in a little bit. So the actual ARV, the resale value, is 350K. So what he's basically saying is he wants the value of the home to be 350K, but he want to purchase it around this 250K or less. So if we go down and we look at some more criteria, as you can see, it starts to get a lot more detailed. Every investor has their own criteria. Every investor has specific things that they're looking for. This specific investor, he's a nationwide multifamily and commercial buyer. So as you can see, he got a lot more criteria. He's looking at Texas, Houston, nationwide. I think that's Texas again, Georgia, Florida, and then national markets. So when you see national markets, he's mainly saying the metro markets. Like I'm in Minnesota, so my metro market is Minneapolis and St. Paul. If you're in Chicago, excuse me, if you're in Illinois, your metro market may be Chicago. It may be St. Louis. And so really you got to do a little bit more searching when it comes to this. So he's looking for around 7 figures to 8 figures of spread. So what that means in a simple way, he wanted to be in the millions of dollars. That's what he wants it to be. He want to be able to make $1 million off of whatever he's purchasing. So when we come down here and we go more into his details, so he's looking for multifamily. He's focused on acquiring properties. Again, we just went over the markets that he's looking at and buyers list. So I'm just skimming through everything what he has. So at the same time, this guy he seems like he's a flipper. So when you're dealing with investors, cash buyers, so there's multiple buying techniques that you could do. You could bring other parties to the table, which that's what I'm doing right now with my own multifamily. I don't have the money to buy it, but I know people that do have the money. You just got to make a deal. You got to find the deal. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going over the buyer's criteria. So as you can see, it's long. He wants a lot of things in here. The price range. So when we go to this one right here, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but I just want to get the feel of what each buyer is looking for. So this specific buyer, he's looking for single family, fix and flips, rentals, and buy and holds. So buy and holds and fix and flips. So fix and flips is a property that needs work. It can need a lot of work, a little work, or minor work. Work that me and you could go in there, change a light bulb, and get things together. Um, for a rental is specifically about the income that he could rent it out for. It's specifically about, okay, let's say the rents are 1,200. He want to make sure he can make that 1,200 every month. And then he give us a little bit more of his criteria right here. ARV, buyers willing to evaluate based on location. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but seasoned buyers, I'm gonna be honest with you, seasoned buyers, they're they've been doing this for so long they can tell you about the market just giving them the zip code and the city that you specifically in. They tell you everything you need to know before you even tell them the address. They tell you if it's a good area or a bad area. The market will matter. um Shout out to one of our new recruits, Diego. Diego had purchased a property in a bad market, and this is not me picking on Diego. It's a perfect example. He picked the property in a bad market, excuse me, and he got it locked up, and he couldn't get rid of it. Nobody didn't want to touch it. Nobody wanted to touch his property because he didn't do the homework that he was supposed to do. So, how you can find these people is social media, Craigslist, auctions, events. It's really easy to find these people. Buyers, wholesalers. It's really easy to find these people. Very easy. The next thing I want to discuss is the numbers. It has to make sense. Um, excuse me. If anybody sent me a property and I say I got to run the numbers, this is what I mean: the 70% rule, 60% rule. And I'm going to let you guys know realistically. So, in certain markets, it may be 80%. Certain markets, it may be 50%. The only way for you to really know is for you to do thorough research. You got to do actual research. But realistically, a 70%, it's a safe side. And I want to go into a little bit more detail of what this 70% times ARV. So you take the after repair value. We closed it out, but you take the after repair values. Let's say the after repair value was 350K. That's how much the actual home value is. You would take that and times it times the 70%, including repairs and MOA, maximum allowable offer. So the maximum allowable offer is the offer that you you can't go any higher than that. You, you can't go any higher than that. If you do, investors will laugh at you because it's not a deal to them. So what this is saying in a nutshell is this is where the investor wants to buy at. Figuring out what's a deal and what's not a deal is going to be the hardest thing that you can do because most people do not know how to do this. For me personally, I recommend you to use ChatGPT. A lot of professionals will say, "Hey, you can use it, but don't go directly off of it because, again, every market is different. You won't know that until you fully understand how to analyze a market correctly." I think I have a video on that also, so you could do that. But I suggest using ChatGPT. It'll come up with a quick analyzation quickly. You could type on ChatGPT, "Hey, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. I have this property. I need the wholesale price." Make sure you tell them the ARV and then the purchase price, and it'll do the rest for you. It's a very simple process. These are the tools that you will use: Zillow, Redfin, MLS Access if you have it, or if you know any agents that's in the MLS. They I ain't gonna say they give it to you, but depending on the relationship, they actually might give it to you. So that's something good to know and good to have. Excuse me. As a newbie, tell people that you're a rookie. Be honest. The reason why I say that is because you can tell if somebody's new. Like Diego, I was talking about earlier, I could tell that he was new just based off of the data, the research, a lot of the things that the mistakes that he made. Again, one of the questions I asked Diego was, okay, what has the feedback you've been getting? What are buyers actually saying? And he changed the story. He didn't want to talk directly about it, and to me that told me immediately what I needed to know. There are certain questions that rookies don't know. Like, I know this seems like a lot to know, but trust me, you need to know all this to actually put a deal together. It helps you come prepared. It helps you know. And the truth of the matter is, just tell people you new. Hey, I'm new. I don't know too much. I'm just trying to get my hands wet. You know, some people they actually like working with newbies because they're easier to teach versus a person that's been in the game for a long time. And then some people they don't want to work with newbies because you gotta hold you guys' hand a little bit. You gotta hold the hand. For me personally, it don't matter. You know, I like working with both. I'm learning regardless. So I gave you guys each national buyers list, wholesalers list. I gave you guys pretty much everything that you needed to be successful as a bird dog. So the next thing is you guys just need to put a deal together, and then from there is really simple after that. And I know I'm saying it's simple because I know what to do, and I understand that. So it's one of the things where I try not to say it's simple because I know it may not be simple to other people. I know when I first learned this, none of this was simple. I bumped my head so many times, like messing up after messing up. But that's where you learn. So I gave every one of you guys this resource book. So every single thing that we talked about, it's in here. So your national buyers list, your national wholesalers list, how to structure a deal, it's in here too. So day two is pretty much where you start to learn how to put deals together. Remember what I told you guys, you know, putting a deal together is the hardest thing that you will do. It's hard because you don't know what is a deal and what's not a deal. So this document right here, it kind of goes into detail about it,
Sir,
but at the same time, what you say?
sir, I have a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, if a property is worth like 150A, then according to the
Mhm.
70% rule, how will we convince the seller? Or according to the 60% rule, how will we convince him? If we make an offer and he does not accept it, then how we can convince him? Is there any other way or not?
I'm happy you asked that question. So yes, there's multiple ways. So I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't know if anybody told you this, but wholesaling is based off of follow up. You know, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. If you're not following up with your leads, you have thousands of dollars sitting there that nobody's touching. So following up is very important. And to answer your question, yeah, seller finance, lease options, subject to wraps. There's so many strategies that you could use. The issue is most people are focused on today's money instead of tomorrow's money or a year from now. So that's going to be the hardest thing you come across. My partner, um, and this is no diss to him at all, but whoever took that opportunity and you tried to get it sold, I'm sure you started to realize that it's very difficult to get his property sold because he's trying to get ARV. He's trying to get the actual full value of the home, and every investor has said no, that's too high. And so yeah, that's this is the reality when you are in wholesaling. It has to be cheaper. It has to. That's the only way a buyer will actually purchase it, but there's other techniques. Shout out to the VA that I'm working with. I had told her instead of directly targeting it to investors, look for actual homeowners. Look for people that's willing to spend that money. People that's willing to go get a loan. People that's willing to go talk to mom or grandma, and mom and grandma tap into their Ralph account. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about your transitioning of how you think. The moment you start to realize, okay, so who's my pool of buyers? Where am I going to get my buyers from? Who is the buyers? It changes. But oh, by the way, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir, I understand. I understand.
Okay, okay. So right here, this is a good example. So as you can see, the asking price is 54,900. This is the ARV, and then here's the repairs. This is the profit that the buyer would actually make, and here's the ROI, return on investment. So it shows you how much the actual investor would make. The issue is, like you pointed out, hey, how can I get people to take this offer? And that's what I was saying. It's about following up. It's about negotiations. It's all about what you know as an investor, as a wholesaler, or acquisition manager. If you good at persuading people to, oh, okay, I understand that, Miss Jackson, but Miss Jackson, your property is very in. It's I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense. your property needs a lot of repairs. One of my favorite questions I like to talk to sellers about is, if money wasn't a problem, if you had a bunch of money, what changes would you make to your property? What would you do to it to update it? And usually when you ask that question, they start telling you, oh, I would redo the kitchen, I would add an extra bathroom, I would fix this, I would fix that. So what the strategy that I just did was, I want them to tell me exactly what they would do to the property, so I can basically piggyback off of that and say, oh, okay, so that's what I want to do to the property. But to do that, it has to make sense for me to purchase it. So it's all about how you have that conversation. And that's the biggest issue that you're going to run into. Uh, I've been doing this for so long, and this is why I said I'm a hothead, because when you talking to homeowners, you have to. So two things: they have their guard up. They understand that, hey, you're trying to get a deal. They want a deal. Everybody wants a deal. So you kind of gotta. They call it building rapport. That's what they call it in the real estate space. You got to build rapport. You got to get them to trust you, get them to like you. For me, I just come in with honesty. I'm very honest. Some people may not like exactly what I'm saying, but at the same time, I'm being honest. You know, shout out to everybody that's out there grinding, hustling. These are the things that you run into. But as you can see, this is the wholesale on max price. So this is the actual max that this wholesaler could sell it for, which is 72,000. Sorry. So you can see this is the max of what he actually can sell it for, based off of the formula. The formula only works if a individual is willing to pay for it. So Diego, he just recently gave us another property. And one of the things that I told Diego was, okay, you know what? Me personally, I believe the offer should be lower, but you know what? We could do something better than that. I'm gonna go get feedback from buyers. And hey, when you talking to a buyer, hey, can you just tell me what would you pay for this? I'm looking for feedback. What's a good number that would make you want to buy it? And usually they'll tell you. And then you get some buyers that's like, I do seller financing, or if you could get it around here, that'd be good. So it just depends. For me, directly, I'm not a contractor. I don't build houses. But one of the things that I do, I'm a very strategic hustler. So I go find the people that do that. Go ask them questions. I'm the type of person where I will actually pay to sit and have a one-on-one conversation with a person that is doing something that I need to know or want to know. Again, I've been doing this for so long. It's like it's trial and error, and it's definitely paid off. But this right here, to answer your question a little bit more, this is my favorite my favorite document to look at. It's called the trick bag. So as a investor, well, first thing first, let me explain this to you. So what role are you? Are you acting as a wholesaler, or are you acting as a bird dog? As a bird dog, you have just as much control as a wholesaler. The thing is, your job specifically is just to find other wholesalers and find other buyers. So the reason why this is important is because you need to know, is it a cash transaction? Is it a creative transaction? Is it a wholesale transaction? Is it a traditional lending? It All this matters. So as an actual homeowner, these are the options that a homeowner has. A homeowner can do either one of these things. But I'm gonna be honest with you, most homeowners do not know about half of this stuff. So if you bring it to them, you have to be able to explain it, which is why I got these other documents right here, because I can explain it, but I can only explain so much. So this is why I have these documents explain exactly our process. So this is not really about subject to and seller finance. I just wanted to show you guys that. But I want to show you exactly how to find these deals, how to get to them. So first things first, you gotta have the social media. I know some of us, we are in different countries. We got different things going on. And I'm gonna be honest with you. None of that really matters as far as the countries you're in. you can be in a different country. None of that matters. There you go. None of that matters. The truth of the matter is when you're talking to people, you're going to be dealing with people from different countries, different walks of life. The only thing I will really, really say is when you're talking to agents, brokers, they want to make sure you're legit. So they're going to ask you specific questions to confirm, are you legit? They may ask for your driver's license. They may ask for, hey, any proof that, hey, you are an actual legit buyer. Excuse me. I may have too many things open. Okay. Yeah, so they may actually see if you're a legit buyer, and they're going to ask you questions. In that document I gave you guys, my credibility packet, use it. Use it. I've been doing this for a while, so they're gonna ask you certain questions. They're gonna ask you for driver's license. They may even ask you for your address. I've had it happen to me, and I did that to stop them from, hey, specifically asking questions that I didn't want to ask. So we're about to look specifically just for wholesalers and cash buyers. So right here, it looks like this person has a property, but they didn't give the address. So what it looks like to me is either it's not under contract or they're trying to build people that are interested in it. So you're gonna have people that do stuff like that. So this is a property that's on market. This would be a wholesale deal. So they want 70K for it. This is the rents in the area. I don't see the ARV. So when you don't see the ARV, it's two things. Either they don't know what the actual ARV is, or the other thing is they know what it is, but they don't want to tell you what the ARV is. So you kind of got to call, ask questions. But this is one wholesale deal. And I know what you guys thinking. Hey, you just said we needed to match it up. Yes. So right now I'm just showing you guys, hey, this is how you find it. This is what you do. You go on social media. These are a lot of people selling properties. This is a real estate agent. Remind you, I just said with a real estate agent, they're gonna ask for certain pieces of information. They want to know, are you for real? They want to know, who are you? What is your experience? So when you are doing business with an agent, they're usually going to take 3% of the actual transaction as a commission. They're licensed agents. I have another video on agents, buyers agents, and listings agents. This video is just to show you exactly how to find it. So when you see stuff like this, you can directly talk to them, but I'm going to be realistic with you. The moment you start reaching out to other people that's not wholesalers, you are acting as a wholesaler now, because you actually have to purchase this property. This property has to go into your name or your partner's name. So you are acting as a actual wholesaler now. And the only issue with that is, again, you got to be willing to pivot. So some things it may change. Instead of you looking specifically for a buyer, you might want to have a buyer already lined up, because the agent is going to be asking questions as far as, hey, can you send me proof of funds? All these things are easy to get, but they're going to be asking you these questions. Hey, I need proof of funds. Do you have a pre-approval letter? What title company do you want to go through? And for those who might not have all the information, it may be very difficult for them to operate with a agent. So really it's just about trial and error. This looks like it's a wholesale property just based off of the description, what's being said. You start to see, so agents, this is a good example. So agents, they don't use ARV, they don't use those languages. They don't use that. The agents, they speak a different language than wholesalers. So you can tell if it's a wholesaler just based off of the dialogue, off of the conversation. So this property right here, if we had a Birmingham buyer, I would definitely be reaching out to him and saying, okay, hey, what you think about this? So asking price is 50K, ARV is 120K, and then what is it? Rent ready. So it's rent ready. This is the estimate repairs. So they estimated the repairs to be 27K. We can run the numbers on this actually really quick. I kind of want to do it to show you guys. So, oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Bear with me. All right, let's do this. Let's close this. I didn't close it, but I zoomed out. So what I would do, I would just do this. Copy all this. Copy it. Put it in Chat GPT. Oh, it froze. Give me 1 second. So put it in Chat GPT and say this. My screen is 20 things open. It is not working right now. Close this up. Okay. Are you guys still there? I want to make sure I didn't lose y'all. Okay. 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 So you put this, you take this information right here, and then you put it in ChatGPT. You copy and paste it. This is exactly what you tell ChatGPT. You could say, hey, you could say,
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't see your screen anymore.
Okay, give me 1 second. I think I stopped the Zoom. I'm in the share screen part. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good job. Thank you for telling me because I wouldn't even knew that. So this is what you put. I need you to run price. So I want you to understand something. This is something I should have explained earlier too. So there's acquisition side and there's a disposition side. So this would be a disposition price. So this is what I would say. Can you hold up? I need you to. I'm gonna fix this real quick. Wholesale price for this and a dispo price, and then ask them, do you think it's worth? Let me fix that. Worth the asking price of 50K. So it's going to run the numbers. It's going to do it for you. I recommend a lot of people that are new to this to use AI because a lot of the stuff you it's going to be difficult. I wish this was when I started. Oh my God, this would have made it easier. I bumped my head so many times because at the time they were using actual calculators like your calculator on your phone, and it's very complicated. But using a simple AI tool like this, it speeds up the process. It makes it faster. So bear with me. I think my internet is going very slow. There we go. So immediately it ran the numbers for us. So asking price 50K, repairs 27K, ARV is 120. So it did the formula right there for us. Remember what I told you, it's a formula. This is how buyers buy things. So the formula, maximum allowable offer is 57K. That means you should get it under contract at 42K. So this is for a wholesale deal. Since it's already under contract, this is what we're paying attention to, the dispo price. So a fair dispo price is 49 to 52. What is he dispoing it at? He dispoing it at 50K. So what that says is the numbers work. It's a deal. So it's worth it because it's around 57K. This is the maximum allowable offer. So it works. So in a simple way, this is how you run the numbers. There's a detailed way of how you actually supposed to run the numbers. But again, I want to keep it very simple and keep it easy for everybody because I understand that this is difficult. So using AI to do this, it makes it a lot easier. And then from there, let's just say I had a buyer for this. Let's say I had a buyer buyer, I would take all this information. If you don't have it under contract, only give the buyer this right here. Only give them the city, state, and the zip code. And before you give them the full address, you want to make sure you have it under contract, because people steal your leads, people steal deals, people are not fair. So you want to make sure you only give him, you want to protect yourself. So when you come right here, you screenshot this, put in a document, or you could type it out. But obviously you don't want it to be super long, and type it out and say, hey, what would you pay for this? Is this something you're interested in? And from there, it's game on. Make sure you get them under contract, or you get the actual wholesaler under contract. I'm gonna explain that part real quick. So when you are going directly to the wholesaler, it's called a joint venture agreement. I have a copy. And then when you go into the buyer, it's called reverse JV. I use the acronym RV. You'll see me type RV a lot. That's because it's simpler to easy. I mean, it's simple to say and easy to remember. But RV means reverse JVing, and that just means, hey, you're going directly to the buyer instead of the actual wholesaler. You're going to see a lot of wholesalers, they either don't want you in the transaction because they don't think they need you. So you got to find somebody that needs you. Or you could take the strategic way that I took, and it's just going directly to the buyer. And hey, is this something you're interested in? Oh, yes, I'm interested in it. Okay. I need to get under contract with you because the wholesaler doesn't want to play ball. The wholesaler don't want to get on the contract. So is that something we could do? And usually they say, yeah, especially if the deal works for them. There's no problem at all. And then pretty much you just keep on looking like this. So when I see stuff like this is just a lender. That's not what we're looking for. Again, a lender. And so we just keep on going. This is another property right here in Birmingham, and then rehab, and then you repeat the same process. What I would just do is copy this and paste it in there and ask the same question, and it'll run it. So I want to give you guys a heads up. So when you see this, it says cash buyers only, no wholesalers, realtors are welcome. So this is, first of all, when you see this license, this is a licensed agent. When you see this is a broker's. These are I'm trying to figure out how to explain it, but this is the number that they put into their system. It identifies them of who they are. It's their license number in a simple way. But this is a licensed agent that has this discounted property. And yes, they do wholesale. Not every agent does it, but some do. And again, they have the language right here, the language that only investors or wholesalers use. So we can run the numbers. This is the rents in the area. This is the purchase price. They gave it 145 to 50 to 150K. That means they weren't for sure about the actual ARV. So that may be something we may need to look into. And then the rehab. And what I would do, I would go to that buyer's criteria, and I would just, hey, look at the buyer and see it. Whichever buyer has Birmingham, whichever buyer that's buying in Birmingham, I would contact them again, and I would just share him. I would share this, and I would say, hey, what would you pay for this? Sometimes they may want to know this part. They may want to know, can you give me the address? And one simple thing, hey, I don't have it under contract. Can you do a reverse JV? And usually they say, yeah. So looking for cash buyers, it's the same process. So cash buyers, that's somebody selling the car. That's not what we're interested in. But this is somebody that's selling a home. Again, there's that language, that investor's language. So when looking for cash buyers, it's a lot. So you got people that say, hey, I'm looking to buy. And then you got people that's inboxing in the comments. So that's really what I'm looking for. So this is a house. Let's see if we could find one. Let's see. What are you looking for? So this is somebody selling leads. That's not what we're looking for. Let's see. This group is kind of dry. So I follow a lot of groups because I'm in real estate investing, and it's very important that you are in a lot of groups. I'm in paid groups, I'm in free groups. I'm pretty much in both. Um you go down this list and you just look for buyers. It looks like this is 25. Oh my god. Can't freeze on me. I'm gonna close this out. Got too many things going on. See if we can find it. So he's a wholesaler and a cash buyer. So immediately we just found somebody. The only issue is if he's a wholesaler, 9 out of 10, he's going to want to wholesale your lead instead of actually buying it from you. So what that means, so let's say you're going to make 10K on this spread. You're not going to make that 10K no more. You're going to make 5K or 3K depending on what you and that this wholesaler negotiate on. If it's direct to buyer, you're going to make the full 10K. I try to tell a lot of my VAs that, like, hey, if you do decide to partner with another person, that's fine. That's how money is made. Just know you're giving up half of your actual fee. So that means is if you're about the money, and that may be a problem for some people, it may not be. But he's looking at JV. This is a good person. I kind of want to DM him and get his contact info. But he's looking for properties in this area, in the Long Island, New York area. I would contact him. Hey, what specifically, what more criteria are you looking for? I want to get more criteria. Are you looking for single family, multifamily? Is it Pacific zip codes? You want to ask questions as far as, what you looking for. And, what properties do you actually do buy? These are just questions to ask. Um, let's see what this is. I think this is, there's nothing we worried about. I got over 250 multifamily listings motivated. So he's selling a list. There's nothing we looking for. Investor, like financing. He's a lender. So again, you're going to see a bunch of different people selling different things. People, they trying to make money. This looks like it is. Um, this is an investor. It looks like a wholesaler specifically. So this all you do. This pretty much all you do. What is that? What did that just say? I'm a realtor looking for wholesalers to work with. Boom. I would immediately. Actually, I'm gonna screenshot that right now. So one of the things I would do. So when I see stuff like this, I tag it. The reason why, because agents, so some agents, they don't understand it. So you got to teach them. You got to teach them what to do, and sometimes it's difficult. That old spill. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've never heard that. You're gonna get that. So when you see agents that actually understand investing, lock in with them. They gonna teach you more than what you already know, and they gonna bring repeat business to you. They have the MLS, something that you, and whoever else is not an agent or broker don't have. And so that's pretty much it. You go on social media, you look, you can go on Craigslist, you can go on different platforms. I want to do a video about how to specifically find buyers, um, when looking for buyers, what to do, what to say. Um, Again, whatever you need help with, I got you. Do you have any questions? Can you hear me?
Nah, no questions on my side. No.
Okay, okay. I think everybody else is good. So that's pretty much it. If you run into any problems, DM me. Again, I'm here to help you guys be successful. And the most important thing is, I want to see you guys win. I want to see you make money. Your Pacific, your what you have going on specifically, I think you got something good going on. You young, you resilient. You got a lot of courage to get out there, and if you're willing to bump your head, you're gonna be good. You just got to get your hands wet. That's all.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, What'd you say?
I didn't have nothing else to say. No.
Okay. I was getting ready to say I'm about to get off this Zoom, start making some phone calls, so start making things shake. Again, you could DM me. Everybody else, you guys can DM me too. I'm here. Let's make the money.
All right. Enjoy your day, brother.
All right, you too, bro.